Hey, I'm really excited because Adam Jid asked me in the spring if I would help him with a new book that he wrote. And I was like, sure, I guess. I'm bored. I'm home. And then he made a book and I started kind of playing with it because I'd never really had like a book to sink my, brain into or time to do it. But I did. And we started doing all kinds of things with it. Like we made like visual illustrated readings with like sort of like a Diary of a Wimpy Kid style with pictures and stuff like that, kind of like Craig Klein Exemplar's books. They're always full of cute drawings. And then we made a comic book, and we made like a illustrated, like a visual reading with like little icons in there, and we made a dyslexic friendly font. And then I was like, dude, Adam, I've been working on this leveling system for a really long time, and I've always wanted to like start a library sort of making project where we would use my leveling system that I based off of Fountas and Pinnell that I used to use in language arts and reading intervention. But I kind of modified it, because like our kids are different. And so he was like, sure, let's do it. And I was like, what, really? And Adam's just so amazing at like the business aspects of everything and the logistics and getting everything ready. And so he made it work. I can't believe it. He found this app, and we're going to pay them to make an app for us. And if we only break even, then I guess it's worth it because this app is so awesome. But I hope we don't just break even. I hope that we like make more money and we can bring on more authors and make it even better. But then Adam is also just amazing at like reaching out to people. So he like reached out to all these awesome authors. And then I made a website so that we can like pre-sell it. So I just want to show it to you right now. So let me see if I can just get myself into this little bubble. So here's the webpage that I just made today. See where it says right here, built for comprehension? Well, it is. It's truly built for comprehension. Like, I taught language arts for a long time, but most importantly, I taught reading intervention. Teaching reading intervention really taught me a lot about what kids need when they're reading a text, what they need to make it comprehensible. I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page because I know that you're a teacher and you probably want to see all the logistical information. So let's go. Well, let's go down to the bottom of this page. Well, here we are at the bottom of the page. Look, there I am right there. How cute. So it says here that you can pre-subscribe right here. Well, you sure can. So if you click on this, you'll go to, you'll go to PayPal, but I'm not going to go there because it won't let me do it. It'll say like, you're logged into the merchant's account, which I am. But anyway, I will just go ahead and tell you some of the details. So we are doing this pre-launch Kickstarter so that we can like try to get enough money to know that we're going to make it like profitable and at least break even. If for some reason like only 2 people give us $169 and we like are so far away from being able to make this app, then we'll just give you back all your money. So we're just going to hold that in escrow until we like write the check to the app company and send that on off. Then eventually it will be $199. Not exactly sure when it's going to go up, but it will go up. So what that'll do is give you access for one teacher and up to 160 students, and you'll get that from the time that we launch in early August. We're shooting for through August 31st, 2020. We were very careful to make sure that the app company that we went to is FERPA compliant, which means that they don't collect your kids' data. And something that's really exciting is that the teachers have a control panel. So in your control panel, you can like run reports on the whole class. You can run reports on the kids, and we'll be able to run reports on what titles are the most popular, like system-wide with all the students that are on the system. So it'll be really cool that we can see like what's selling well. Not selling, because we're selling you like the subscription, but like to put your kids in the driver's seat and be able to give us feedback based on their actual reading habits, what kids like to read when it's free choice reading and they're able to read whatever they want, what do they like to read? And so that way we'll be able to like make more texts like the ones they like. And we can look for different topics that they like and different subjects that they like and like the different levels that they're reading. One thing that's really cool about the e-reader software is that it's very similar to Kindle. I don't have it ready to show you, but it's really cool. I mean, it's just like a Kindle, right? So like, just like a Kindle, you can set your, you know, black background, white text, white background, black text. You can do like blue background, blue text, whatever. You can do all kinds of different colors. You can make the font bigger, and it just like flows like on a Kindle. It just like, it's called reflowable text. I've learned quite a bit about this, but Adam knows way more than I do. But it's like gonna flow and just fill the page no matter what you decide, like type of font size you want. One thing that's great is that they can highlight, they can save, they can mark up the text, they can click on the word and get the meaning popping up. I'm not sure if that's going to be ready like on launch. We will see. I'll keep you updated. And also they can hear the text read out loud. And if we get enough people subscribing, we can like get them to do an upgrade, which is where it like highlights every word as it says the word. That costs a little extra to have them develop that into the app, but we can add it on later if we get enough people. So this is kind of like we're kickstartering it, and hopefully we can get a bunch of people signing up. Something else that's really great is that kids can download text to their collection with Wi-Fi, and then like once they have it on their device or their computer or their like iPad or whatever, then they can read offline. They don't need Wi-Fi anymore. So if you're teaching kids who don't have Wi-Fi access, you could like load them up with these titles, and or they could come into the school with Wi-Fi and like grab the titles and go back home. This is what we're planning to stock up the library with by the time we launch. So we already have in the works, we just have to upload them to the app. 10 full-length novels in Spanish. I'll show you in a sec what they are. We could have more. Adam's been talking to some authors, like I think he's talking to a couple authors right now. And then 4 novels in French, which is great. But you know, sadly, French, it always seems to lag behind Spanish, but at least there's 4. You also have these level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 titles. We're really prioritizing the level 1 and 2 because everybody really benefits from having more of the very lowest levels, and plus they're shorter, so they're easier to make more of them. And then we're going to keep on adding more every month. So hopefully by the end of the year, we will be adding this many like every month, and you'll have just like bursting at the seams. One thing that you should know is that these are being based on a leveling system that I kind of crafted, I guess you would say, myself. Let's see. I'm just going to say leveling. I thought I had just made it, but we'll see. There we go. Yeah, so I used to use a 26 level leveling system called Fountas and Pinnell very extensively when I taught language arts and reading. And so I took that and kind of retooled it for the language classroom. And my little levels only have, I only have 12 levels in here, not 26 like Fountas and Pinnell. But the great thing about these is that they are like not based on word count. Word count is okay. In language arts, there were 2 different ways that you could level a book. I mean, there's probably more, but there's 2 that I have worked with. One is Lexile levels, and one is Fountas and Pinnell. And Fountas and Pinnell don't really talk about like the vocab, because as the text type, it talks about more like text type. So like that, it says, unlike easier books where every chapter is a self-contained story, the plot continues through one chapter into the next. Whereas a level 6 book, it's like multiple episodes in the narrative taking place across time. So it's going to be, I'm just showing you this because A, I'm super proud of this leveling system. B, I'm also super proud of the fact that it's going to help us churn out a bunch of texts, because basically we can now like write to these specifications, and like they give us a pathway, and we can help writers to write text kind of based on these blueprints. Okay, let me tell you a little secret. When I was a kid, I was like in 5th and 6th grade, I was like obsessed with Sweet Valley Twins and Sweet Valley High and Encyclopedia Brown. I like had the biggest crush on Encyclopedia Brown. I know. But anyway, I was kind of like a nerd. So I was really into Encyclopedia Brown and those books, but they are written to specifications. And Anne M. Oh, I was also really into the Babysitters Club too, but Anne M. Martin wasn't really even a person. It was like a team of people writing those books. And so like kids can really get obsessed with like basically what we would call pulp fiction. It's not like these are pulp fiction, but they're not exactly like works of art, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Sweet Valley High, Sweet Valley Twins, Encyclopedia Brown, and the Babysitters Club, after a while you could tell they always followed like this similar narrative trajectory, and I liked that as a kid. Because, you know, when you're in 6th grade, like everything's crazy. But there was one thing that was always the same, and it was the plot of like the Sweet Valley Twins books. So I'm really happy because it's going to help us churn out more books, more like a commercial enterprise. And that's what your kids need. Your kids need like consumables. They need to have a lot of text in front of them. They might be interested in this topic. Somebody else might not be. So we need a lot of text in front of them. And it's not like this text is ugly. It looks really good. Let me show you some. So all I have in here is level 2 and level 1. But these are some example level 2s. This one's like about a student named Andres who moved from Guatemala to here, and it just kind of like introduces some pictures from Guatemala and in the context of this kid Andres. This one is also about Andres, and I said fue diferente, but these are just kind of the mock-ups, okay? They haven't been like put through a native speaker. I thought fue might sound good. Somebody told me it would be era. Not sure. There's too many choices in Spanish as far as like what verb you use. It's so hard. So we're gonna fix those up. Don't you fret. But anyway, this is level 2, right? So it's like kind of comparing and contrasting both of these. This isn't the only way a level 2 book would tend to go, but these are just 2 examples that I was working on. Kind of this little series about this kid Andres and his like, you know, pictures from Guatemala. Here is some books that I'm running for level 1, and I'm just basically writing these to turn over the project to some collaborators who are going to help us write some books. I wrote this one on human rights, and something about level 1 is that like only one thing kind of changes on every page. Now you probably have seen a lot of level 1 text, or like in Fountains of Vanilla they're called level A, B, C, and D, because it has 26 levels. And when you're in kindergarten, like the little tiny things like really make a difference, like cognitively and stuff. But our kids are different, so I kind of squished and moved and changed things around. So this is like Tina's levels. Totally untested, promise ya. But so is everything else that we've ever done in world language education to shift over to the actual standards. So let's just give it a try. If you're on board with me, let's go. So one thing that changes on every single page is only one word, right? So it says like blah blah is a human right. Blah blah is a human right. And the thing that changes is like supported by the text. So in this one, it's like the mission of the organization Black Lives Matter is this. The mission of the mission. It's like always the same thing, right? And then it's like this part is like the part that changes is supported by the text. Eradicate racism. Also, you notice erradicar and racismo are like cognates with eradicate and racism, but like maybe a kid doesn't know the word eradicate. They probably know the word racism, but probably not the word eradicate. Some kids don't know that word. So it doesn't really matter though. It's like, okay, then they can get enough. It's like the mission of the organization of Black Lives Matter is something about racism. Well, duh, yes. The mission, something local. Oh, like, ooh, maybe they look back down. They're like, oh yeah, that's power. So that's what they're designed to do, is give the kids a little kind of puzzle, because that's what free reading is all about, right? Like they're going to understand most of it. They're not going to understand all of it, but this like leaves little puzzle clues for them to figure out. What do pets give us? They give us company. They give us love. Oh, I guess that's companionship. They give us company. They give us exercise. They're funny. Well, see, this one's a little bit different. I was gonna say they give us like comicidad or something, but it just didn't sound right. It's so hilarious looking at monkeys. All right, and I know that hilarante is not like the normally used word, but it is a word, and it's a cognate, so I just thought I'd throw it in there. I guess it could say gracioso, but it wouldn't be as easy, so I just like erred on the side of making it not so easy. Or making it easier. And just not so like, you know, common guy on the street parlance. So these are the novels that we have coming. They're not leveled. They're kind of separate from our like upcoming leveled stuff because these writers were not looking at the specifications. I'll look into them and kind of like roughly eyeball their approximate level. But generally most of the books that are coming out, even like the easy ones, are like a level wherever it starts getting like not episodic anymore. Level 8. Yeah, so they're all gonna be level 8, I promise. Except for maybe El Tuerto Guti, because El Tuerto Guti is like this pedazos is not episodic. It is episodic. I mean, it's like short stories. So this has a chance of not being a level 8, but everything else probably is. Or above. So I'll just like eyeball those and see. But yeah, for Spanish we have more. So we have all these from Josiah, or aka El Tuerto Guti. I love his books. They're so cute. They just look so cute. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 like novels, and then pedazos, which is like a collection of little shorter stories. And then Teresa Jensen, Caro Sabemos, and Luisa Ni Puede. Never heard that name before. And then Adam G. wrote this book in the spring, and we like made it into a graphic novel. And it also has other formats too. And then Cécile Linné, well, this is a adaptation of Alice. And one thing I love about Cécile Linné is that she only like will adapt a book if it can be like culturally localized, like for the other culture. It's not just like completely the same with like a couple of words different and no plot points or like message that's different. She like localizes it, so she changes it for the various cultures, which I think is really important. And then we're gonna be putting in just lots of various like shorter text, because like some students, oh goodness, that doesn't look so good, I gotta fix that. Some students don't necessarily want to read a longer text, and they might just want to like, you know, read something that's only 3 pages long, or like look at an infographic. So we're going to be putting in some sort of more like visually scaffolded text. And then like all the text that we make are designed to be visually scaffolded. So yeah, this is I call it the groovy font text because I didn't want to call it like dyslexia friendly font, because if I have dyslexia, I don't want to be like reminded like all the time, like, yeah, you got the special font. I just called it groovy font because it kind of looks groovy to me. That way, like, it kind of makes it more like universal design. Like maybe some kids just like reading the groovy font because it's so groovy. But for the kids with dyslexia, like it's there to support them. Yeah, it's based on the app. It's just gonna be fantastic. So yeah, we are gonna do this Kickstarter special with 60 subscribers, which would help us get like a long way towards me not having to like pony up all this money for something that I'm not sure is gonna sell. But like I said, if it doesn't like get off the ground, I'm not spending your money right now. I'm not gonna like go out and buy myself, you know, some more amazing face masks with your money. Nope, I'm just gonna be sitting on it until we write that check to the app company, and if we never do that, then you can have your money back. So I'm glad you joined me to watch this short video. I hope it's short as I hope it is. And I'm super excited about this. Without Adam G, it never would have been happening. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So thanks, Adam. And thanks to everybody who's been helping out and who will help out in the future. I hope that you will subscribe, because I think your kids are going to enjoy it. And I think it's definitely worth the money. If we could charge any less, we would. But we have to be able to pay for the app. And we have to be able to pay the authors for their books. So we're just going to pass the not so savings on to you. All right. Thanks.